time for Live Now with Dr. Carmen Harra. The show offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions. And now, here's Dr. Carmen Harra.
Hello, my wonderful friends, and welcome to another episode of Live Now. I'm your host, and I'm so excited to be with you every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Here on KMET, 1490 a.m. I'm so happy today because I feel like the topic is exactly what you need to hear. And I call this show "How to Change Your Life by Making Better Decisions." And you're probably going to ask me, why are we talking about decisions? Because decisions are so significant in our lives. I do consider that life at the end of the day is a series of decisions. Some of them are very drastic, like moving to another part of the world, or selling a house and buying something else, or changing the trajectory of your job and completely reinventing yourself. But some other decisions are minuscule, insignificant, but they do, even the smallest decision, they do impact your life. They can have a tremendous impact on your life. And similarly, when you make a wise choice today, that can result in a happier tomorrow. So you have to think every day, whatever choices you have, whatever things you think you need to do during the day, they will impact your life and will create a different tomorrow. And I will teach you the most beneficial decision that you can have right now, that you should take into consideration before you make a decision. So that's why I said the power of decisions is definitely very significant for us. And I'm giving you like a small example of a decision that seemed harmless, but forever changed somebody's life. I had once somebody coming to me and telling me, Dr. Harra, I am suffering. I did something terribly wrong, and she was hysterically crying. She was in an accident, this poor lady, and she was so guilty because she hit a 7-year-old kid that was playing in the middle of the street. Of course, now she was facing all kinds of charges, and she was devastated, and she was telling me, I have kids at home. I don't know how I'm going to be able to live to myself. But what she was telling me, the way it all happened, made me realize that was an instant decision. She was telling me the route I take to my work on that particular day when this happened was completely different than the way I go to work every day. So I choose, because I was in a rush, I choose a different neighborhood. And I ended up on a particular street where this child was playing. So I was always thinking, if not taking that route, this would have never happened. So a small decision, in a blink of an eye, something can change your life forever. And it feels like a very small decision. It feels like a small choice. But as you can see, decisions are not to be taken lightly. Whatever decision you might have that has to do with driving somewhere, or eating a specific food, or, treating a person in a certain way, you might say, well, this is nothing. It's not relevant. That's not true. No decision is to be taken lightly, and there are no good decision or necessarily bad decision. So this is also something that you should think. All decisions should be weighed before you make them, especially during uncertain time, like now. Humanity is at the crossroads. So the decision that humanity makes that has to do with what's happening right now can impact the way our children, grandchildren will live in the future. You might feel right now hopeless and confused and devastated because everything that's happening is hard to digest, is hard to comprehend. But you have to understand that a bad decision cannot be reversed. A decision to go to war that none of us wants to see, and none of us probably will approve. But war, look what war is doing to us, and that's just the beginning of something that can be a catastrophic war. But it makes you think. It makes you think of that decision that somebody made, especially if somebody makes a decision that impacts the life of billions of people on planet Earth. But we cannot go back in time and change that decision. We cannot reverse that. So the first step in order for you to make an excellent decision is recognize that you have the ability to change your life and you have the ability to make different decisions. And that you always will have the power to choose in different ways. So if you're unhappy in any aspect of your life, then you have to take action that will lead to new results. And my show is called Live Now, because the decisions that you can make, you can start them right now as you're listening to me. And I do have a caller, Rosemary, so wait for me 1 second more, and I'll be with you in a minute. And I invite you guys to call in. This is, in many ways, a calling show, because I'm debating a topic, and I want your opinion. I want your input. I want you to participate. I want you to write me at Carmen Harra and tell me, I would love for you, Dr. Harra, to discuss this topic or a different topic. So feel free to write me at Carmen Harra or text me or call me. My number is public. If you go to Facebook and become my friend, you find my phone number. So I give you the opportunity to be in touch with me and to share with me your life and the things that you want to transform and get better. So the number to call in is 951-922-3532, 951-922-3532. So this is the number you can call in, and I'll be, my producer will take your call, and I'll be with you very shortly. But I want to give you my own decision. I was in my 20s. My father was very sick, and I got an opportunity to leave my country, which was the northern part of Romania. I was living in Romania. I was by that time a famous singer. I got the chance to come and sing in New York. So what an opportunity, no? But my father was sick, so I didn't want to take that opportunity. So here I am in front of a decision to take that decision to leave or to make the decision to stay home. And my father insisted that I should go. And almost like I felt like he would have done anything to make me go, to embrace this opportunity. And guess what? My father passed away. And I realized that I need to, the decision came even stronger. So the company who offered me the contract gave me the ticket to leave for New York. And I went to my father's funeral, and the ticket was 2 days later. So I was supposed to leave in 2 days. And leave my family, leave my mother. I didn't know what to do. I was so devastated. And then I heard the voice of my father. Believe it or not, I do believe in communication with the other side. And he's telling me, I was single by that time, you have to go to New York because there's somebody there for you. You'll find your husband there. So, and he said, look behind my grave. And behind my father's grave, there was a name, Virgil. And of course, I decided to take the airplane. 2 days later, landed in New York, and another 2 days, I'm going to the show. And there's a man who approaches me after the show, and he said, my name is Virgil. Believe me, I almost felt I'm going to have a heart attack. And so the man was actually the man I ended up I married weeks later. And that was my husband for many, many years till he passed away. And he was the love of my life and will continue to be. But just to let you know, probably the fact that my father told me about him at his funeral also meant that one day in the future, my husband will die, which is all happening. So if we read this synchronicity is so significant how life can be so perfectly orchestrated. But our decisions, my decision to come to America definitely changed my life. When I would have stayed in Romania, I would have been probably a famous singer and touring Europe for a while. but never had a chance to meet my husband, never had a chance to have the family I had, and never had a chance to publish so many books and be in this industry and reinvent myself. So my life definitely changed when I made the decision to come to America. So I want to go to Rosemary right now. Hi, Rosemary. How are you, my love?
I'm great, Carmen. How are you?
Well, I was like giving my life story so people understand how significant decisions can be in our life, how they can change the course of our destiny. Have you ever had something like this in your life?
Oh, yes. I've had some major decisions that influenced my destiny and a lot of tiny minor ones along the way.
Right.
And I'm at a crossroads right now with a decision.
Okay, let's see which is the best decision. I can give you my opinion, my input, but
Right.
definitely the decision is yours.
It is. I understand. It's my free will to choose.
Yeah.
And this was not a major one. I'm very comfortable in my job, in my career, although I have the opportunity to change schools, not actual geographical location, just a different school. It's only like 10 minutes away, but I'm just not sure. I feel like I'm ready for a move. I've been at my school for 5 years, but yet it's such a great school, and the students are wonderful and the staff, but I'm feeling this tug that there's something more for me elsewhere. And I don't know if there's just more learning that I'm to
There's
do.
definitely much more for you, but the question is, do you know exactly what it is? In other words, you don't give up on something that you love, you like, you're comfortable, you're in a comfort zone for something that is fully unknown. When you said there's more for me, do you have an idea where you want to go? Do you have an idea how you're going to project the new beginning? In which way? What is it exactly that you feel is missing? And are you certain that what's missing, you're going to get it somewhere else?
Right, I'm not certain. I'm not certain of anything.
Yeah.
I guess that's why. I
So
mean, I
my
know the job.
advice is to you, create some certainty. When you make the move, have a plan B. In other words, don't just make the move because you have an urge and a desire of expanding, of reinventing, of creating a new reality, of tapping into something different. You understand? Have also the confidence that you know every step of the way where you want to go, and you realistically have that plan well done. Do you understand what I'm trying to imply here?
Yes, yeah.
Because I feel like my intuitive mind tells me, I always use my intuition in talking to people, that you will make this change. It might not be quite right now. It might probably take a little bit longer, and there's some wisdom into it.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Our changes happen in the fall for education here.
Right.
Where I live in Ontario, so it's September and October. So if it were to happen, it wouldn't be until then. And
by then you will know more. By then,
Right.
I think the moment you plant the seed in your mind, I want to do that, and take some action. Okay, in case I move from here, where exactly do I go? Then the door will already open. I think by June, even July, you will already know that there's another chance, there's another opportunity, and then you will feel very confident to embrace it.
Good. Yeah, I
so
think
I'm validating that your decision is the right decision. I'm validating that you need to make the change because it's part of your evolution. It's part of something that you always wanted to do lately. It's part of the things that you want to do because you want to feel more fulfilled and more accomplished. And this is necessary. It's a necessary step. Except do the preparation for it, and you will see that in a matter of 2-3 months, you will feel very confident to make the move.
Yes, even though change is scary, but it's usually for the best.
Even if the changes are scary, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And the colleagues that I work with will be a good fit for me. I guess, my main concern. Students
that
are
would be
students.
the last thing to be determined, because okay, first you'll know where you go, you'll know the how should I say, how you benefit, but the colleagues are people that come afterwards, and then you'll make sure that you get along with them. But I think that you have such a lovely and charismatic personality that there's no way you're not going to get along. You treat people very nice, people will treat you back very nice, so you have wonderful relationship with and a lot of new people. It's like going to an environment where everybody is different, so tapping into different energies, even having new friends, it's a great feeling.
It is a great feeling. And will it open a fork in the road? Like, I don't know if there's another. Yeah. Well,
that's
time
exactly
to tell.
That's the right word. That's exactly the perfect word to use.
The fork in the road. That
defines your decision. No, I'm very proud of you. It's going to work, Carmen. And it's going to work beautifully. And just work a little bit on the logistic of it and how you're going to do it and where exactly. And the moment you made that decision is going to start flying, and you will be able to make the move with such grace and such satisfaction at the end.
Wonderful. Thank you for that today.
Okay, my beautiful Rosemary.
Okay,
thank you so much for calling me. I'm very grateful.
I'm grateful too. Thanks. Have a good day.
I love you, my dear. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. And you guys, I have a great topic today. If you want to call me, 951-922-3532. Feel free to call in. My wonderful Justin will take your calls and will connect you with me. So don't hesitate to talk about your decision. Exactly like Rosemary did. If you have a decision about a new job, if you have a decision about a new home, no matter the type of a decision that you're facing right now, it's okay to speak. It's okay to bring it to the world. Let's validate that you're on the right track. I'm Carmen Harra, and I'll take a short break, and I'll be with you in a minute.
What is commitment, and why is it so hard to achieve? The new book, Committed, by Dr. Carmen Harra and Alexandra Harra, will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. Committed is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts: the work you need to perform on the inside and the 7 distinct archetypes you will encounter on the outside. Committed, a new book available on Amazon by Dr. Carmen Harra and Alexandra Harra, will help to find and keep the love you deserve. Committed, available now on Amazon.
And I'm back. I'm Carmen Harra on KMET Radio. So excited to talk about decisions and the impact the decision have on your life, on your future, on your destiny, on your tomorrow. So decisions allow us to practice our free will, as we said. But in order to make good choices that brings us joy, we also have some time to listen to the universe. There's always a communication between us and that divine energy that is guiding us all the time. Decision are like a problem solvers. They are supposed to be based on our values, our belief, our knowledge, but not always they are, brought to life this way. In many cases, we make decisions on negative emotions. We make decisions based on our personality type. The most interesting and fascinating thing is that our brain's activity varies on our decisions. Studies show that when we are told what to do and we are kind of forced for a decision and influence in our decision, the brain doesn't really light up. So in other words, the brain doesn't have that confidence for that decision. But also the studies show that if we decide on our own and we are excited about that decision, the brain like lights up, which is interesting to study and to acknowledge. Is the decision yours, totally yours? Are you happy with this, or are you influencing your decision? Like, okay, you are told they have to marry this guy because of that, but you're not happy with your decision, not happy with that person. So I'm just making a joke, but a factor also to take into account is your personality type. Because your personality type, one of the things that I speak in my book, Committed, Finding Love and Loyalty to the 7 Archetypes, personality traits, personality type are defined in this book. So if you're interested to know what kind of a personality type am I, so this is the book I recommend you. Not because it's mine, just because it defines in such a comprehensive way your weaknesses, your strength, your the totality of the way you act and behave overall. So when I say personality type, I say it because your personality plays a role in the choices that you make, from the choices you make during the day, the choices you make overall in your life, the choice, the way you interact with your peers, the choice you interact with your family, with your significant other. Like at home, the personality is responsible for how well you connect with your family members. For example, if you have an argument with your partner, if you're an introvert, it might take a long time, to make peace with that. If you're a hopeless romantic, you will go and ask for forgiveness. If you're an independent, you just slam the door, you leave, and you never come back. If you're a narcissist, you get so furious, angry, and you go for a divorce. So everybody responds differently to different situation, and the decision are in accordance with the personality type. Now, another way to make decision is based on emotions, and unfortunately, a lot of people make decision on negative feelings, on bad emotion, on fear. How many times you do something because you're afraid of failure, you're afraid you're going to lose your home, you're afraid you're going to divorce, you're afraid you're not good enough, you have tons of millions of reasons of being afraid of something. Now, I'm going to use a quote by Mark Twain, who once said, "Courage is the resistance to fear, mastery of fear, and not the absence of fear." And I will ask you, what do you think it meant by that? It meant that we all experience fear on the day-to-day life, and that's kind of normal. But it takes a lot of courage to conquer the fear. And we don't necessarily have to erase fear, because that's not necessarily possible. We may be afraid of too many things, and it's impossible to completely delete fear at all in your system. Fear is a mechanism. It's a mechanism that we need. It's part of the flight and fight mechanism. It's part of the sympathetic, parasympathetic system of the brain. Fear is something that exists in all of us, and it comes up anytime, we have to make a decision, anytime we need to address something. And it's good to know that fear somewhere originates in the subconscious mind and stays there because we're afraid to address our fear. Imagine fear like a wall between you and living the joyful life, the life that you're meant to be. Is that blockage, because the fear, this negative emotion, will block you to achieve what you're supposed to achieve, will block you to reach your true potential. You probably heard this a million times, but reconsider, you know what I mean, dealing with your own fear, and ask yourself, why aren't things working for me? Why things are not good for me? Why am I not successful? Why don't I have money? Why can't I get married? What's blocking me? Is that fear within you? So take a step back and start asking yourself if you are influenced by negative emotion, and if negative emotion are the roadblocks, the blockages, that you will encounter in your day-to-day experiences. I'm going to go and take a call from Julia, and then we'll continue to discuss this. I think this very interesting topic. And remember, the calling line is 951-922-3532. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Carmen. How are you today?
I'm great. You, my beautiful Julia, how are you, my love?
Yeah, so I'm great. I feel a little bit tired, but I like your topic, and I cannot wait for Friday to come to listen to you.
You're so sweet.
I don't have a specific question in my mind. I just wanted to share with you my experience.
Please do. So tell me, if for instance you have a decision, you've ever made a decision that you are proud of or that you regret, so share with me your most significant decisions, in which way they've impacted your life.
Yeah, I just wanted to share with you that in my childhood, in my very early age, and this is something I discovered on a session that is Theta Healing. My parents were very insecure about their relationship. None of them really knew what they wanted.
Okay.
And I grew up in this environment of insecurity, of not knowing what they want. And my mom is always telling me that I'm always very undecided, which I am. But I started one day to think about it, and I just realized that my indecision, or my way of making a decision, which is not very straightforward, really helped me in my life in many ways, somehow.
Right.
And I just wanted to ask you if these imprints that you get in your childhood, how do you get rid of them? Because it's difficult. It's not that easy.
It's very difficult. Those imprints, they stay. They don't go away. It requires a lot of work. You need to go deeper, and bring back those memories, and try to kind of. It's very hard sometimes to delete memories, because they all stay in your subconscious mind. And believe it or not, those memories can block you from getting what you want, especially memories of parents not getting along, memories of a bad childhood, memories of poverty, dark, difficult memories. Sometimes they create trauma, and it's not easy to get rid of trauma. It requires a lot of therapy. It requires a lot of mental work on your part. And it requires a lot of forgiveness. Means you detach from whatever happened to you then, trying to make peace with what happened. And this way, the more you work on it, the more you feel freer. It's like a burden that you can eliminate, and you feel lighter. Have you ever tried to do this?
But it can take years.
Have you ever tried to kind of, eliminate negative emotions and memories?
Yeah, I think when I look at myself like 5 years ago, the negative emotions were all over me. But now I think I know how to cope with them. But those imprints are still there. So I know that. I feel that.
But I want to ask you if you've ever tried to replace feelings or imprint a negative emotion with creating new imprints. It's like you switch a button on and off. You switch on the light, you switch off the light. So you switch an emotion by replacing it with a different emotion. Have you ever tried to do that?
No.
Okay, so let's say, you're afraid. Is there something you're afraid of? Some people are afraid of the dark. Some people are afraid of being in on a high building. Some people have different forms of fear. Is there something you're afraid of?
Yeah, afraid of not having success.
In other words, afraid of failure, afraid of not achieving, not succeeding.
Yes.
And how you replace that imprint. So that's an imprint, and that stays there. It's a memory, and it's attached to your cells. It's attached to your consciousness. And you constantly switch that. You switch that memory off, and you switch on the memory of confidence by telling yourself every day, I'm super successful. I am accomplishing wonderful things. And you start putting in motion verbally everything that you want to achieve and believing you will. So replace a pattern of thinking with a new pattern of thinking. So, and this is the way the mind works. So the more you work on something, the more you repeat things that can reprogram the brain, the better it gets, because the brain creates clusters of neurons to support the new imprint. So you have an old imprint that is not helping you, that is blocking you, and you create a new imprint. And the imprints are created by thoughts, by words, by envisioning things. But most likely words have a lot of power. That's why we promote affirmations a lot. And I want you to go to a Huffington Post and put my name, Carmen Harra, and you can see an article called the 35 affirmations that will change your life. And it's not because of mine, but they're very powerful. They've been hundreds of thousands of shares. There were people who made videos of them. I want you to take those affirmations and eventually print them or read them on a daily basis, or adjust them to your way of talking, put your own words into them, but use them on a daily basis. And in a matter of 30 days, in 30 days, you create a new program in your brain. So it's like you install a new CD-ROM in your thinking. And you're gonna see a difference in the way things come to you. You're gonna see a difference the way you relate to the environment. You're gonna see a difference in the way you present yourself. You're gonna see a difference in the way people envision you. Constantly tapping into that new program that you install into your mind. And they come through the power of the words. Words are very powerful. What we think and what we talk, we make possible.
Yeah. I know Glennis gave me an affirmation, and she said to repeat it for 15 minutes every day in the mirror.
Yeah, you should. In the mirror, not in the mirror. That's more or less, but repeat them with conviction. Yeah, you convince. And say things like, I am successful. I am the architect of my life. I am achieving everything I want. My wealth is booming. My my mind is brilliant. My health is perfect. Do extraordinary things. I'm not afraid. I'm a winner. I will conquer the world. Say amazing things about you. Believe in those. What they do, again, they program the neurons in the brain. So you create that new program. So medically and scientifically, it has been proven the effect of the words. Like when you open the Bible, at the beginning was the sound. At the beginning was the word, the sound. The sound creates a physical manifestation, creates a new reality. When you constantly say, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I don't have money, I'm not. When you say those things, you limit yourself and you can never get anywhere. And majority of us, out of fear, we operate on saying words like this. The moment you say, I am the best. I came to America and I had $40. That's my example. $40 in my pocket. Yeah. When I landed in America, I said, I don't care. I got a singing contract. I'm the best. Nobody is like me. I keep on empowering myself using those words. And in a matter of months, I turned my life around. I cannot imagine the amount of money I started to make, the doors that opened for me. I got married. Everything started to work. You understand? Because of the way I use my own power of my own words.
Thank you so much. I will look for the
go to Huffington Post and put my name, Dr. Carmen Harra, and you're going to see there. I wrote a lot for that magazine for many years. Yeah. And there's one particular article that was very successful called 35 Affirmations.
Yeah, I think I know it. Yeah.
Okay, my beautiful Julia.
And Carmen,
thank you so much for being so wonderful and always reaching out to me and always calling me. I appreciate that.
Okay, I wanted to ask you one more thing, if you allow me.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Next month, I would like to make a trip to Morocco and to the Azores Islands. But I saw that there is still a lockdown. Do you think that it will work well and there will be no restrictions
Oh, yeah, it
in the
will
end?
work very well. It will work very well. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to have the time of your life, and you're going to meet some interesting people. So go for it. You see, no doubt, no fear, just go for it.
Yes.
Embrace it.
Okay.
It's going to be beautiful.
Thank you. Happy holidays with light and love.
This is a great decision for you to go on this trip. It's your decision. Embrace it. Do it without any doubt and any fear, just with the joy that this opens door to something else. There's always a reason. There's always a reason of going somewhere. So just think that way. And I wish you happy Easter. I know you're celebrating this Sunday, and I love you, and I'm grateful for calling me on the radio all the time.
I love you, light and love. Bye-bye.
Okay, my angel. So here I am, Carmen Harra, on KMET Radio. I'll take a short break, and I'll be with you shortly.
What is commitment and why is it so hard to achieve? The new book, Committed, by Dr. Carmen Harra and Alexandra Harra, will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. Committed is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts: the work you need to perform on the inside and the 7 distinct archetypes you will encounter on the outside. Committed, a new book available on Amazon by Dr. Carmen Harra and Alexandra Harra, will help to find and keep the love you deserve. Committed, available now on Amazon.
And I'm back on Live Now, Carmen Harra. Excited to be with you, talking about how to make the best decisions. And I'm going to give you the 8 best decisions that I encourage you to take today and every day. And if you want to talk to me, feel free to call 951-922-3532. If you have an important decision and you don't know whether you should not take it, should not do it, let's talk about it. It's so significant to talk. Communication is key. That's why I said my shows should be call-in shows. This is my best opportunity to be in touch with you, in direct communication with you, so I can guide you and help you to the best of my abilities. But talking about 8 decisions that I want you to take into consideration today, the number 1 is choose positive emotions. Even if you're in a bad situation, you can still choose to turn things into your favor. But when too many emotions are you feeling them at once, when they are coming to you at once, you are overwhelmed. You can't see clearly anymore if there is fear, impatience, doubt, desperation. Your vision is blocked. You don't know. I hear this all the time from the people I'm working with, telling me, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm lost. The word I'm lost, I'm hearing a number of times a day, every single day, from the people I'm working with. So when it comes to making a decision, when it comes to clear your mind, you have to do it, because you're not going to be able to make the best decision if your heart and your mind is not clear. Then in order to clear, you replace those negative emotions with positive ones, exactly what I was explaining to Julia before. Block your doubt with certainty. Remove yourself from desperation and put everything in the world of the universe. Like, God takes, God gives, God knows better. So there's a divine order, and there's always a lesson to learn. So don't be desperate when things are really bad. Just trust the divine world will find the better way for you. When emotions are positive, then you feel in control, then you feel stable, then you can make the right choices. So choosing positive emotion is the first choice that you can have anytime, any day, especially when you're in front of something major happening to you. Exactly like in the world today. If the world will choose positivity instead of tragedy and negative and disaster and killing, we live in a better world. We all can feel free and enjoy and celebrate. Now we cannot, because We choose the dark emotion, the emotion of hate, the emotion of vengeance, the desire to destroy, to conquer. It's like we're in another century. I can't believe this is happening to us at this stage in our evolution. It feels like we haven't learned anything. The input, the past are coming back to life. The negativity of the war is coming back. Why are we allowing this to happen? I'm just using my topic to show you how significant is such a major choice for the evolution of mankind. Now, another thing that I want you to choose is choose the power of your intuitive mind, because always there's a side of you that knows what's best, a side of you that knows if it's better to quit the job, if it's okay to buy the new home, and you will be fine financially, if it's okay to get married to this person. What is your intuition telling you? Do you see yourself with this person 5 years later, 10 years later, 30 years later? So when you choose your intuition, you actually take a leap of faith and trust your gut. Trust your gut that you are doing the right thing for yourself. And if you are, for instance, in between jobs, and if your intuition is telling you, this is the perfect career, go for it. If your intuition is telling you, I don't know if I should make this, I'm not sure if I should give up on this for something else that I have no idea, and I'm not sure, I'm not certain, so don't do it. If you hesitate that something doesn't feel right, because I tell you, intuition is an incredible thing. I use it all the time. I even call myself sometimes not a clinical psychologist, but an intuitive clinical psychologist, because I always use intuition, which usually people don't use. But if you think of Carl Jung was a great believer in intuition. All the philosophers through centuries of evolution, they believe in the power of the mind. They believe in dreams. They believe in premonitory messages. They believe that the mind has this ability to transcend the world of the physics. So intuition is a source, to me, is a source of enlightenment. It works hand in hand with the rational mind. So the intuitive mind is an ability of the brain that works hand in hand with the rational mind. So those two minds, they are linked into each other. And if you always make that connection and you're not afraid of what is called intuition, like there being something bad about it, because it's only a wonderful ability of the brain, if you're using it, then you'll definitely make the best decision for yourself, and you'll be able to control negative feeling. Another thing that I want you to do is choose to have faith. A lot of us are not afraid. I continue to be afraid. I have no faith. Faith is the belief. The belief in what? The belief that something greater exists, something bigger exists, something bigger than you, something bigger than your life, something is there. Just be aware that there is spirit that wants you to move in the right way, in the right direction, in the right time. So if you choose to practice faith, you empower yourself. That doesn't have to mean you practice a certain religion in order to have faith. You know, when we're talking about the spirit world, the universe, the divine force, that doesn't necessarily limit the understanding to a specific religion. So holding such a belief brings you the comfort to know that you are protected. That's what I'm talking about, that there is a divinely inspired force. There is a divine protection for you. And I feel like even what's happening in the world, people who escape the tragedy, or the people who are divinely inspired, they listen to their mind to live in the right moment in time to escape the tragedy. So choose to have faith can light up even the darkest moment and help you make secure decisions. And that's what we are talking today. We're talking about making the best of decisions. Another way to make good decision is choosing to forgive. The word forgive comes from the Greek word and means to detach, to remove. You remove yourself from the blockages. So you forgive. To forgive is the best thing, because if you forgive, you unblock your life. No one can hurt you if you forgive them. If you forgive somebody who has bad intention, the negativity is gone. You know, forgiveness. What forgiveness does in cases of people who want to cause something bad, it takes their power away. I think we should all forgive what's happening in the world right now in order to stop the war from happening. And you take the power from the bad people and you bring it back to you. So if I forgive the person who hurt me, who did something terribly wrong, tell you a little bit about the kind of connections that the kind of a decision that we need to make in life. What are the 8 best decisions? I'm going to repeat them to you. So the decision that you need to make today is to choose positive emotions instead of negative emotion. It's very significant, when you're in a bad situation, to replace the negativity with positivity. Another thing that you should do is choose your intuitive mind. I think I've tried to explain that a little bit, how powerful intuition is. It's like you allow yourself to be inspired by the divine. And taking a small leap of faith and trust your gut on one issues that you are having is very significant, to let intuition tell you what to do, to bridge the rational mind with the intuitive mind, intuition being one of the abilities of the brain. So act on your intuition, because it's a very helpful tool. And it's an incredible thing. It's a great source of enlightenment. It works hand in hand with, as I said, with the rational mind. So they emerge, they create a totality of the ability of the brain. It's extraordinary to be able to believe in that and use it properly. Another decision that you can make is choose to have faith. When I say faith, is the belief that something greater exists. I don't think about religion. I think about, and I'm not practicing a real religion, just practicing the concept that there is a divine world out there, that there is protection coming from the divine. So choose to have faith can lighten up your life, even in the darkest moment. And it helps you make the good decision. Also, choose to forgive. Forgiveness is a way to heal. Forgiveness is a way to unblock your life. And if you forgive, then you take the power away from the people who try to hurt you, and you take that power back to you. Choose to take things easier. Choose to laugh things off. Choose to invest in yourself. Choose to have to save instead of spend, and choose your future. Choose because you are the co-creator of your life, and you need to choose the best future for yourself. I think these are my topic for today, and I hope that you're able to benefit from them. And I'll be with you next week on with the show Live Now on KMET Radio. I'm Carmen Harra, and thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day and a beautiful weekend.
You have been listening to Live Now with Dr. Carmen Harra, heard every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And don't forget to check out the show's programmer podcast on the KMET Radio website.